Well, it's December 12th. It's Thursday. I'm out here tonight. I'm sitting in a stand that we haven't sat in, Alex nor I, for almost 2 years. It's not the best stand to draw these deer in really close in the bow range, but it's an awesome stand for the fact that when we're having a tough time like we are this year, chasing these mature bucks on our hit list, I'm going to sit here tonight and you can see almost the entire farm, or this half of the farm for that sake. The way it sets up, to my right we have bedding and a bunch of cedars and draws. To my left we have a really thick cedar line, and the deer like to bed on these thickets along the road over here, which we call the county line. And I have alfalfa in front of me here, and there's the dormant field over here. Back behind me you can see is almost all pasture. But this stand is awesome because you can see almost the entire farm and any type of movement, what these deer are doing. So you can really take inventory on what deer are around, where they're coming from, where they're going, what time of the night they're moving. So tonight I don't have a lot of hopes to pull in a deer for in close range, but I'm going to use tonight as a kind of a building block of what we're going to be doing the rest of the season. We'll figure out tonight where these deer are moving from and to, and then we're going to take our trophy cams and we're going to use these cameras to really help us succeed on taking down one of these hitless bucks, hopefully, these mature deer. We'll take these cameras and we're going to basically grid it off. We've had them all on this side of the farm. We know what side of the farm they're on. They're on the west side. So now we're going to take it, we're going to grid them down, narrow it down to a smaller quarter of this farm, put all the cameras there, try to pick up one of the deers and see where they're going, traveling to and from. From there, we may hang a new set depending on where it's at, but that's going to be the plan for us. We're going to be taking down these deer this year, hopefully anyway. So these trophy cams are really going to play a big part in whether we're going to succeed or not. It's been a really slow year, and that's not because we haven't seen deer. It's just when you enter a season and you have all your hopes and put all your eggs in basically one basket or two baskets, what we're doing as far as chasing these mature deer, it's going to be a slow season. But that makes it exciting, especially if you have a chance to harvest one of them. So hopefully we're going to sit here tonight, get a really good idea on what these deer are doing, and make an agenda and to-do list as far as how we're going to get on these mature deer here with the last couple weeks left of archery season here in Nebraska. Well, it's about 4:50, and man, what a night it's been. Bittersweet, I tell you. About 4:30, we had our top hitless buck split brow pop out, and about 170 yards away in this alfalfa field. And there's this pipeline cut out along these cedars in this thicket over here that Al and I had contemplated putting up a set just 2 weeks ago, because we had a really good idea that that's where these matured bucks were bedding and spending most of their time. Well, tonight really clarified that, and he didn't wander too far from the tree line. Then he went back in. I was thinking it was all over, and then out he popped with another one of our deer, Lucky, who's an up-and-comer who's going to be just an awesome deer next year. And for some reason those does, I don't know if it was some of the machinery that was out, but they scurried across the top of this alfalfa field. And I mean to tell you, they made it on the north side of the farm, and they went 25-35 yards in front of the stand that I was sitting in Tuesday night. It just goes to show you a little luck has to be on your side in order to take one of these legends down, or one of these matured bucks. One thing we do know now is exactly where they're bedding and where they're traveling to and from, which makes a whole lot of sense, because when I pulled the card on Tuesday night, Lucky, which is one of our mature deer, he was on the camera that they just ran to just now, and it was about this time of night. So that gives me a good idea that they're traveling from this thicket and this tree line over here across the alfalfa down to our setup that we call the Roby stand. We had a camera right next to that stand, and Lucky was picked up on it here on, I believe, the 29th and the 2nd, which makes a lot of sense. So now we know kind of where they're traveling to and from, and hopefully this is really going to be a big building block for us, and going to give us a lot of leverage on these deer here within the last 2 weeks. So we're going to move some cameras just to make sure, and then we'll probably hang a set because we don't have a set back there. There's not a whole lot of good trees, but there's one tree on the point right next to where they came out. There's a pipeline cut out, and I think it'd be a pretty good setup. So hopefully here at the next week or two, Al and I can get out, we can hang that set and really get after these two bucks. But gosh, it was nice to see them tonight. It's been a really long season. We have not seen any mature deer. To see 2 in one night during the daylight is really reassuring. It gives me that extra push here within the last 2 weeks. So if nothing happens here within the next 30 minutes, which I don't foresee it happening, but if it does, we'll bring it to you on next Sunday's show. Hey, thanks for sticking with us, and make sure you join in next Sunday and see what happens. Thanks for joining Minnesota Whitetail Great Plains Show.